Alright, E-Man here. Today I'm going to be showing you how to retexture objects in RimWorld. It's a pretty simple process. It's the most basic form of modding that I've ever found. We're not going to be using any actual code or anything. We're going to be just putting pictures in folders for the most part. You do want to make sure that you have at least one XML file. It's going to look just like this guy here. I'll leave it up for a moment so people can copy it. I'll also put it in the description so it can be copied and pasted. This is just a simple description of what the mod is within the mod menu. It shows the author and such. You can change these fields here, here, and here to whatever you'd like within your own mod. For those that don't know, a quick demonstration how to make an XML file would be to make a text document. You edit the name, you go after the .txt, and you just erase the txt part and add XML. And that will make it an XML file, and you can go to edit. And whatever you put in there will be an XML file. You're going to make sure you have that. You want to call it about.xml with a capital A. We're going to have our preview PNG, which is going to be our preview image for the mod menu as well. Mine is just a simple banner, but yours should be something relevant to your mod or texture pack if you're actually doing something big. Then here is the actual image we're going to be using today. I am going to be replacing the smoke leaf drops. I'm making mine a box just for fun. It doesn't really match the style, but that's okay. This is a simple demonstration. So the first thing we want to do is go to our mods folder. I've got a shortcut for mine right here. I've only got core going. We're going to add a new folder. We can call this folder whatever we want. In my case, I'm going to call it E-Man Texture Pack. We're going to go into that folder. And there's 3 other folders that go into pretty much every single mod. And those folders are about. About is where our about.xml and our preview image are going to go. There is going to be defs, which is normally where the code in XML goes, but we're not going to be using that right now. This mod is too simple for that. And then we're going to be adding the one we are going to use, if we click the correct buttons here, which is textures. Make sure everything is spelled correctly, and make sure everything is capitalized. That's all very important here. Now, within the textures folder, if you match the exact game directory, everything will automatically replace what's in the game. This actually applies for code and everything else as well. What we're going to be doing is just pictures today. We're going to go ahead and figure out what the picture directories are so that we can replace them. To do that, you want to go to your mods folder and go into the core. In the core is a defs folder, and inside of that are all of the XMLs for all of the items in the game. We don't need to actually mess with any of this. All we need to do is find the item that we're going to mess with and figure out its image path. So in this case, we're not going to be going to plants because we're looking for the plant drop. So we're actually going to items, and it's in this items resource raw plant XML is where we're going. We're going to open that up with Notepad++ again. And we're just going to do a Control F and search for smoke. And once we find that, it's right there, right in front of me already. This is all of the code information for the smoke leaf drop. Well, not all of it, but it's a good portion of it. And what we want is this text path information right here. This is a directory we're going to copy. So we want a things folder. And this directory will go right inside of your mod. So go to your mods folder and go to your folder, then go to textures, and this is where this directory starts. So things goes inside of textures. Then inside of things, you want to put a folder called item. Inside of item, you want to put a folder called resource. Inside of resource, you want to put one more folder called plant food raw. And note the capitalization on that one. It's got 3 separate capital letters that are important. Now this last one is not a folder, but this is the name of the image in this case. So what we're going to be doing is adding the image to this folder. Our image has the same name. We're going to put that in that folder, plant food raw, and the image is called smoke leaves PNG. It's a PNG with transparency. Oops, we don't want that. I'll explain that in a minute. And then we want to go back to our mod folder. I got a little confused there for a second. And in the About folder, we want to add our about.xml and our preview image. And that's pretty much how you make these mods. It's completely done. You can add more images to that same folder if you'd like. You just go through that core mod folder and you find whatever item you want to find and recreate that directory just as we did here with all capitalizations matching. And then we can start our game up. I'm going to go ahead and start the game and we'll see how it looks. Alright, so here we are in the game. We're going to go ahead and hit the mods menu. Here is the mod that we've made. Here is the preview image that we added to the About folder. And here is the description that was in the about.xml along with the author that was in the about.xml. So that's how all that stuff ends up in the game. There is the title up there. We're going to go ahead and activate that mod. And it's going to restart the game. Alright, my game is restarted. Our mod is active. We're going to go ahead and start a new colony. Anything works, it doesn't really matter. Alright, we're going to pick any random spot. It doesn't really matter. Alright, here we are in the game. We're going to go ahead and pause the game. We don't need to worry about the colonists. We're going to go into options. We're going to activate development mode. That's going to give us a few buttons up here. We're going to click on this first arrow clicky button. We're going to look for place near things or place direct things of 25. It doesn't really matter which one. We're going to look for smoke leaf leaves. We're going to go ahead and plop one down. And there we go. That's the basics of retexturing in this game. And like I said, you can do that for anything that you see right now. The soil, the grass, the bushes, the marble chunks, all of it can be retextured. Some things are a little more complicated than others, but I'd recommend using the forum for all of that. And on that note, there are other great resources on the forums as well. That's what this window was earlier. This is where you can get a nice folder that has all of the textures in it. This one is actually a little bit outdated, but if you go to the last page, somebody has posted up a Alpha 17 version, which is the version I'm on right now, and that's the most updated version. And that will give you a nice handy folder like this, which also has the directories in it, and also has the stock images, so you can see how they're made and how what sizes they are, all this stuff. It's very handy to have. And the forum is also just a good general resource. There's a lot of good information here in the help section for modding if you're trying to get into that. It's where I've picked up pretty much everything I've been doing so far. We're going to go ahead and end that here.